Alrighty guys, welcome. Time to get the show on the road. How are we all doing, guys? Hope we're all doing well. Looking forward to a big day. Gold looking pretty good at the moment for some potential entries potentially shortly. We'll take a look at that, and we'll also take a look at a GJ. But without further ado, guys, let's get the show on the road. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where you are around the world. Smash the like button, guys. Say good day, don't be shy. I hope we've all had a good start to the week. Nothing for me yesterday. Actually, my limit order did get triggered in and did get stopped out quite quickly by the looks of it. So again, that was something I was just trialing. I would have gone to a little bit of profit. I could talk about a little bit more maybe later. But again, just one of those things I was happy to keep in overnight and let it do its thing. If it did get triggered in, which it did, and I actually got stopped out. But anyway, moving forward. Let's have a look at gold. So looking at the weekly time frame, guys. Music's loud. Yep, I was just remembered to check that right as I read that message. So hopefully it's better now. All right, so looking at the gold, and what we can see is we have now pulled back to that resistance, which I did feel would be a realistic level that we could pull back to before we end up potentially continuing in line with the strength of that previous weekly candle. So we are still in that pullback phase within the current weekly candle. However, are we now just again pulling back within the current weekly candle to form a resistance to head back down and continue bearish? Or is this just the pullback within that previous weekly candle to grab liquidity before we have enough momentum to head back up and begin to break above the high of the previous candle? Let's see what we've got in the daily time frame. Previous daily closed a strong bearish engulfing candle. What that would normally suggest is there's a high probability if we were to break the low of that candle, we could continue to the downside. Again, at that resistance here to the left, what I'm also going to do is mark in the current daily candles low, so we don't really have much of an upper wick, lower wick, sorry. I'm also going to mark in the current daily candles high. So now onto the 4-hour time frame. What we can see is we now have obviously confirmed some support on the 4-hour. So nothing in terms of structure has flipped just yet on that particular time frame. After yesterday's sell-off, we did flip it bearish. Got the weekly forming a strong bearish candle at the current stage. We've also got obviously the daily, the previous daily, very strong bearish candle as well. But we've finally got a bit of support on the higher time frame. So based off that, that could be an option. Give us more options to the upside, and we've bounced off support. But also seeing where we're currently rejecting the 4-hour lines up with some previous support here to the left. What have we got for potential sells? So right now, looking at the gold and the 30. So once again, the 30 is also bearish. So the bias is actually flipped within a day from bullish to bearish. So based off the back of that, and well, I would prefer to look for the sells, but I'm also contemplating a potential buy in the next 5 minutes. So what that would be based on, let me just mark in some support. So within the current daily candle, obviously forming a bullish candle. We form support within the candle itself on the way to the upside to create the high. We are now pulled back to it and we are respecting that level of support. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. What we can see is we're just consolidating on that time frame. So if we were to begin to break above this consolidation in the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds, close close to the high of that bearish candle, that would be enough to suggest to me that we could have some options to take a buy back up towards the current daily candles high. So that is currently what I'm looking at on gold for the buys. Now, so I'm going to put buys above what I'm currently looking for in the next 4 minutes. So it's looking like a decent option. Now, further buy options, buys above the high current daily candles high. Again, within the current daily, we are trending bullish. It would make perfect sense if we do begin to break above it. Got some clean traffic to the left. There's probabilities are quite high that we could correct pretty much the whole move from yesterday at that point. As far as the sells now go, so if we did pull back up to the current daily candles high, we're still technically going to be bearish on 30-minute time frame. So if we did pull up only to reject, then I could plan for some options to look for a sell from that point there. Once I have my right candles to win price action, I could look for some sells from below at 26.73.65. Now we've also, again, we've formed support within the current daily candle at the market in 26.67.45. Let's quickly look at it on the 15. It's the same level of support on the 15-minute time frame. So therefore, if we were to begin to close below, even on the 15, I will contemplate it. I prefer the 30, but even potentially on the 15, if we were to begin to close below at 26.77.45, I will be looking for the sells, and it will be in line with the bias and the structure. And perhaps we would have set the daily candle high set in. That is to be the case. We begin to break the support, clean traffic to the left. There's a high probability we're going to come back down towards the current daily candles low. So that is my opinion of gold, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. We've got just over 2.5 minutes remaining on the current candle. So quickly look at GJ, but we'll likely flip back to gold. GJ is still within the same levels from the stream from yesterday. I've not touched these zones whatsoever. It's a mess. So we'll just wait on gold and see how this candle closes before I go on to actually analyze the GJ. So at the moment, I'm going to just tentatively using my MagicKeys, link to MagicKeys with a promo code in the description down below. It's a good segue. And I'm gonna, without setting pending order, I'm just gonna place the horizontal a couple pips above the high of this bearish candle. So that's what I'm currently looking at. I can actually find what the high is. So 26.69.60, so around that 26.69.80. $26.68, sorry, 26.69.60, that's correct. Why does it look like it's miles above it? Anyway, maybe because I'm on the 5-minute time frame. The options for the stop loss, the preference is below the 30, and that would be about 24 pip stop loss roughly. You could, if you want a tighter stop loss, use the M15. We want it to close a little bit higher up in the next 45 seconds. In the meantime, Franco, morning to you. Beats as always. Sean, good day to you. Jay, good night to you. It is very late evening for you. Josh, good morning, good day to you. You're a nice one. Yeah, so currently waiting on this count to close, and we could have some options to look for a buy on gold. Benny Chamberlain, great to see you, my friend. Been a long time, I haven't seen you on the stream, and I hope you are doing fantastic. So good to have you on the stream, my friend. And as always, Carl F, morning to you. Pop up a little bit higher. All right, how's the 30 closed? So in this instance, I wanted to pop up a bit higher without creating that lower wick. Pop up a little bit higher towards the high of that previous bullish candle, and then flip. It started to flip now. My one concern just now is that potentially we are just rejecting this previous support because of the way the candle closed. Rejecting this level, that's why I want it to close strong near the high, because at that point you'd be kind of back above that support. Main lookout's rejecting just now, so I'm probably likely gonna have to wait for a little bit more data to look for the potential buys. And if we do reject and reject strongly, then there's obviously going to be options to sell it. Yeah, I'm likely going to need at least a 5-minute closure above it at this point. The 5-minute looks pretty good. So let's look at that level just there. In the meantime, let's quickly analyze GJ. But to be honest, it looks like an absolute shit fight at the moment on GJ. It is a nasty, nasty mess. I will quickly draw it all up yet again. 54k full, good to see you on the stream. I think that's the first I've seen you here. Welcome. Hope you're all well. James, let's go. That's it, mate. All right, I'll set an alert on gold. And now let's quickly take a look at GJ. I don't want to waste too much time on it because it is an absolute mess in the moment. So the weekly has made a move down to that support. I did suggest that it was likely going to do so yesterday, and it's obviously bounced off it. So we're approaching the current weekly candle high as well at the moment. So once again, I called this out yesterday, guys, that if we were to bounce to tap into it, bounce off, we've got to look to like the higher time frames to see what sort of catalyst we may have to look for the buys. In this stage, we've got that daily closing back a very weak bearish candle with that long liquidity wick to the downside. Current candle has actually broken the high of that previous daily candle. Has not much of a need to pull back and break its own low, so we're marking in the high of the current daily and the previous and the low of the current daily candle, and it's likely going to be options either side of it. The 4-hour, again, it's a bit of a mess. It's just showing signs of exhaustion, so we are in a downtrend. Usually what is to follow when we have this sort of price action, we are pulling back to a support here to the left, which lines up with some previous resistance. The high probability that if we begin to reject, it will end up making another clean impulse to the downside. Structurally, we know it's bearish. Don't really have any, current zones. I can just use that. A.C.T gold looks like it's about to break. Anyway, I'll quickly finish the GJ. 30-minute, mark in the zone just here. And we can mark in the zone just above the high because it's much cleaner once you begin to pop above that point there. So it's just consolidating. So at the moment we need to really close below the support, close above the resistance for there to be any options. Let's get back to it shortly. Let's just keep an eye on gold. Want to see the 5-minute close above. If it does so, bit of a low wick, and that would be enough for me to look for an entry. So I'm just tracking the high of the current 5-minute candle. So I wanted to just pump just now. That would be not great. So gotta be quick with this one, guys, if you are following and are interested and agree with the trade. Yeah, not financial advice. But I'm just waiting for this 5 minutes to close. And I'm gonna look to take an entry on gold. The stop loss is still probably going to be, I'd say, below the previous M15. Sorry, below the current M15, below the current candle. Yeah, it has to be below the current candle at this rate, guys. All right, I need just a bit of a lower wick on the 5-minute, and then I'll enter a buy as it begins to break. Low down, low down. I don't feel like I've missed a fair bit of that move. Yeah, I haven't set an order just yet, guys. Still margin. 27 pips. Yeah, 27 pips. Stop loss. Tempted to get involved on the pullback, in all honesty. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna wait, see if this buy closes weak bearish, and if it does, I'll just look for an impulse entry. The back of that, I need to let it set up again, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's the rule I'm gonna create. Wait for this 5 minutes close. If it closes weak bearish, I'm gonna place a buy stop above the high of that bearish candle. I mean, the other option is to take a small entry just now, just to layer into the trade. I don't think that's the worst idea, to be honest. Yeah, so if you're interested, look, I've just opened a small position, half a position, and I may layer in after this 5 minute candle closes. So it's on the pullback, and the entry 17. And if you want to wait for a bit of a stronger confirmation, wait for the 5 minutes close and closes weak bearish, buy stop above the 5 minute high. And that's where I'll likely place the other portion of the entry. I'm just getting it ready, that potential second part. Oh, picked up the wrong freaking horizontal. Oh, that's all right. How is this? All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna tentatively get it ready again. But this candle, it has to close weak bearish, has to bounce off this resistance. If it doesn't, then there's probably no point in doing it, to be honest. Perhaps it's just a bit of a fake out. But anyway, that's my current position. Oof. Not looking too good, is it? Oh well. All right, so the 5 minutes closing strong bearish. So at the moment, again, probably better off going up the time frames, and just now you probably need to wait for a 15 to look for an entry if you're not involved. That's a higher probability scenario just now. Seeing the next 5 minute will close the M15, and if it closes strong bullish, then I think the bars will be back on the table. So 15, we are still respecting that support. All looking good, guys. Probably about to get stopped out. Well, you know, been a bit of a tough start to the year. Oh well, it's what it is. Not much you can do about it. Stick around. To be honest, it's still a very small. It's half my normal entry. Trying to layer in a bit early. You can't not include that first one Friday, which was, again, that was bugger all risk. That was just a fearless sort of entry. Yeah, it is what it is. Currently sat about 15 pip drawdown. Yeah, I'm almost out. Still want to buy it if it does pop back up, and I'm still very interested in selling it if it does reject and come back below support for sure. Sure, all good. Waiting for sales. Nice one. Ben, yeah, a little bit. Got a tiny one. Something we've done a bit of back testing on over the break, but the 5 minute doesn't always necessarily leave you wicks in both directions a lot of the time. Yeah, so I probably just need to be a little bit more patient with it, but never mind. About to close the 15 minute, and looks like it's closing back bearish. So again, the probabilities are now more to the downside. And it could be an option to cut the trade in full, to be honest. But seeing it's a half risk, I'm gonna let it do its thing for the time being. Ben sometimes get a bit of pop up, but then seems to always turn around and go the other way. Unless it's one of those days where you either close your eyes and follow your dream. Yeah, it's been a bit like that to start the year, to be honest, from watching it last week, especially with gold. Making some crazy moves. I mean, GJ's has been a solid downtrend since I've been back on stream. Alright, be nice if it pops up a little bit higher, just close to 715. Above that resistance will be fantastic. I don't know if it's got the legs at the moment. 5 minutes looking a little bit better. Still not looking great though. Alright, so the 15's closed bullish. Ben, how did you fare when Trump was president before? From memory, it's a bit of a mixed bag because a lot of the time he was tweeting left, right, and center. Times you'd think he should be asleep. Should have been, you know, being a young gentleman that he is, you would have thought he'd be well tucked away, but he was up tweeting. And I remember one particular trade where I swear we went from about break even to about 100 pip profit in literally about a minute. It was a fantastic feeling. But then there were times where it would go against you. I remember trying to trade the news once and it got destroyed, completely destroyed. but from what I remember, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, for the most part, I think once I tried to back away from going hell for leather, it was okay. It's just very tempting to do stupid things when you know he's about and the volume's about. Yeah, but my train's come a long way since, so oh my god, let's see. Still in this, guys. I'm down about, well, now I'm down about 5 pips. All right, here we go. Back into a little bit of profit. All right, so for those who aren't in, what would I be doing? Well, to be honest, really think it's best to wait for the 30 just now. And if it closes strong bullish, you're going to be up near this 5-minute resistance and maybe just above it. You still got clean traffic to the left. You could argue we formed another higher low in the series of the upticks on the 5-minute time frame. And that could be enough to, you know, continue to the upside. So I'd probably be waiting for the 30 closure if you're not in this trade just now. Sean, your thoughts on gold? Grab liquidity from here, like it already to retest it again. Not. This for me is just a dead area. Yeah, that's fair enough. Waiting for it to get to this area to see what does. Maybe we're expecting it does not want to break through. Break though, then I will look for a setup under it. All right, that's fair enough. Not sure why that particular level, but you have your reasons, so that's fine. And that's your plan. So I think it looks okay. We trade differently, but the important thing is for you to stick to your plan now. And if you do so and you take a win, I am more than happy to congratulate you. And you have been doing well. You've been sending me, you know, some results on your IG, and it's been going well, so I'm happy to hear it. So gold is starting to move, guys. I've got about 8 pips, 9 pip profit. Now I'm not going to secure anything, but what I might do is get to break even. Not just yet. I'm just going to let it do its thing a little bit longer. So again, I've only got a half position in right now, so I'm not going to secure it. Flower, yeah, not the greatest one, but probably enough to secure. Well, not just yet, to be honest. Unless I'm assuming you got in on a deeper pullback. You did? Well done.
It's quite slowly this time of day, doesn't it, gold?
Oh, look, yes and no. It has its moments. I think it's like anything. You know, depending on the time of the cycle. I mean, it's moving all right now. Just want to pop above that previous counter's high, and I'll likely just get to break even. Now, move stop us to break even. Watch it take me out. Done. Within a flash. That as soon as I moved it, bang, gone. That's alright, because yeah, I mean, I'm not really prepared to sit through it when especially stuck in that sort of drawdown. I would have thought if we were to bounce off it then and begin to pop up, they will likely make the move, and look at it rinse me now. So I'm just waiting for the 30 and looking for an entry based on that. That was just literally, we just moved to break even. Gone 2 seconds later. So break even on gold. But we're still watching it for potential re-entries. Wait for the 30 to close. So we want it to start to, or we prefer it to close above. So that will mean the 30 closes above its own current high in the next 8 and a bit minutes. Yeah, but did sit through a bit of drawdown. But anyway. Sure, no, I've not looked at GU. GU looks good for some sells below this support. So GU is same as GJ yesterday. It's still respecting the same levels. Just adjust this blue zone to the most recent price action. Looks quite similar to gold, to be honest, bouncing off of support. What I would probably want to see is definitely a closure above. If it does reject just now to close below, that could be enough to suggest that we're heading back down to support here at 122 flat. For me, I'd be interested in selling it on the next candle. Otherwise, your further options would be to come back down to support and start to close below it, then that'd be a nice option to sell it as well. What we are doing is we have tapped into the 4-hour resistance, which was previous support, and we did reject. We've created a low and potentially now an equal high or lower high, and if we begin to pop below the support formed at the current daily candles low, then there's a high probability we could continue to the downside. So I'd be keen on selling it by the looks of it for the time being. Cleaner buys back above this support because it lines up with some resistance here as well. So I'd say a high probability buy option will come at that point. And I doubt you're gonna have the margin within this area to sell to buy it, to be honest. But by the looks of it, you're likely not gonna have the margin to sell it to the way it's rejecting just now. So this could be, the current level is a bit tricky. I'm probably waiting for the sells from a bit lower down. Or if it closes like so, I think impulsive sells on the break of that candle's low, the current candle's low, on the following candle could be a viable option as well. GJ at the moment is just an absolute mess. Let's quickly look at the news. I forgot to do so. Today is not the 13th, today's the 14th. All right, so nothing really in regards to our session here today, London session. For those of you who trade US, there's a big day. So we've got PPI month on month, year on year. Sorry. Core PPI and PPI. So PPI, the leading indicator for inflation, so definitely need to keep an eye on that. And then tomorrow is a big one for the pound with CPI, so we'll be on stream for that. I'll be on with the members for pre and Y, and we'll see if I have the energy to stay up for the MY, the news event. All right, so pretty happy I got out break even, to be honest, on that one. It is currently struggling, but we're still keeping an eye on it for potential entries on the next M30. We want it to close above the current M30 high where it's situated, which is this 5-minute resistance. And if we get that, I will have enough of a catalyst to look for a potential buy on the gold. And if we don't, we need to just reassess. You waiting for sales on it? Yeah, I like the sales too, Sean. Joe, g'day to you, mate. Hope you're all doing well. You take GJ sell at 9 a.m. I think it looked like a good entry, just missed it. 9 a.m. You talking about yesterday or? Yeah, oh yeah, you did say yesterday. 9 a.m. yesterday. No, where was that? Steer? No, it's off the stream. I streamed in before then. No, it was not on the charts. Took a little break before I started the education session with members. I think I did mention on the members call that that would have been a probably a decent entry. Didn't really have all that great a deal for catalyst, but you had some rejection. What was it? Yeah. No, I didn't take it anyway. Yeah, M15 didn't look great, to be honest. It's just this, to me, there's no real catalyst from price action. You don't have any golfing candles. You don't really have liquidity candles. It's just sort of weak bearish candles trickling down. So yeah, I don't think I would have taken it. The 30 looks okay, but again, 30 didn't quite have didn't have a catalyst candle. There was no engulfing candle, wasn't a liquidity candle, was not breaking any minor support. So I mean, they're my three triggers pretty much. Sean, let me have a look. Excuse me. Like to have sell. Yeah, I like that too. Late now, unless it retest, then it depends how it reacts. But I'm thinking if it can get some kind of sell, then it would be right down to break lows. Yeah, I like the sells from that point there too. And if it does retest, I mean, it's not too late in my opinion, because what it might do is retest and create an equal high or you know, a double top, if you'd like to call it. And I feel if it rejects again, there's a high probability that it will actually make a stronger sell-off. It still is bearish in my opinion. Could be wrong. Where's my annotation tool gone? No, that like that had moved. Sorry, Bless, I just saw that. Good morning to you as well. Yeah, so I see it is if it pops up and creates a equal top or a double top, I think it's even stronger catalyst to look for a sell. I'd really want it to pop up if I was you right now. All right, so we're coming to the closure of the candle. Gold is rejecting, so not quite yet ready for that re-entry on the buy. So still be looking for the potential buys above that point, and I'm still going to be looking for the sells below at 26.6745 region. So for the time being, we'll just remove that. Sean, or maybe just to next goal line. Well, that is the start of the zone, if that's what you're referring to. This particular horizontal. So that's on the hourly as well. That's nothing wrong with the hourly. I mean, the hourly is a higher time frame, so it's a stronger confirmation.
Hey, good morning.
Franco, good morning to you, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
All good, mate. All good.
Did you get sleep?
Not a great
Nice,
deal,
nice.
actually. To be honest, not much.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on. And the mind, if you know what I mean, the body wants to sleep, the mind just doesn't want to. The mind's just constantly thinking away of what needs to be done all the time. So it's a tough one. I mean, a lot of people have the same issues when it comes to sleep. So
Yeah, but there's, I think, a lot of days right now which are struggling a little bit with no sleep, or?
Yeah, no, I had a good sleep on
Yeah.
Sunday, but every
Okay.
day, 3 days prior to that, and obviously last night, very little. So
Hopefully it will be better.
yeah, hopefully. So I'll be interested in taking some herbal medication for it to try to, you know, maybe relax the mind, but no, nothing chemical. But I don't believe in sleeping tablets and that, to be honest. But yeah. What are you looking at today, my friend?
I was looking for an EU buys at
Okay.
at the beginning of pre-London. The issue was it was not creating a lower wick, so
Yeah.
that was the point. Otherwise, I would get
Correct.
in some buys.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty good level, and you do have the catalyst. You've closed above the bodies. I mean, not the strongest closure above, but I still, if it created that lower wick, tapping into the range below, you can down to break the resistance. And I also would have considered it if I traded EU. The tough one because it's giving you enough as well. But anyway,
Unfortunately, yeah. So and so also even if on the M50 then, so if maybe it would create the lower wick at the end and then maybe spike up a little bit, so as it's closed,
yeah,
then I would also take some buys, but
yeah,
also there no lower wick, so no entry.
no, that's fair enough, my friend. Yeah, it's hard to trust it without it. So I can see the majors have been pulling back a bit as well.
Yeah, also Geo was also like that, but
Yep.
it was not closing that good as EU on the M30.
Yeah. So GU right now, to be honest, to sell, I would have wanted to close more, looking more like this. So it kind of got a bit of a buy catalyst, but the thing is the catalyst itself has made the majority of the move towards our target. So for me, it's not a buy right now. No, I know you're not looking for a buy right now. You would have been before, maybe.
If you look on the M50, then you see that's it's very nasty.
Yeah, very difficult. But I mean, if the 15 closed bearish engulfing, then maybe that could be a. But even then, you're right back into consolidation as well. But that would be a decent catalyst if you're willing to take that risk. Because really, end of the day, guys, we're speculators in the market. We have no idea whatsoever price is going to go up or down. All we can do is use the data to the left, the history to the left, to help determine whether we believe the trade is likely to be a probable one or not in our favor. So that's pretty much all I do. If you know, people ask me if we're going up or down, I mean, if I knew the answer to that question, I would not be here, because I'd just be making millions every day playing Forex. But all I can do is speculate based off my own data, my own history, and the history to the left, what works for me. And that is what I do. So very difficult to be able to pinpoint things. It feels great when it happens occasionally, when you get the absolute spot on, where you want certain thing to happen and it actually happens. But what we have to do is be liquid within the market. We have to be fluid within the market and adjust according to how price reacts, how price formulates. And that's what we have to do. So right now for me on GU, I would say if this closed strong bearish in 15 without making an entire move, I mean, very impulsive entry would be just now. But again, that's all we can do, is just use what we have as our advantage, that's our edge, to speculate in what direction and where we can potentially make a profit from taking a trade. So right now on gold, my signal is telling me we're not going up or down. We're just in a holding phase at the moment. where I think it's more probable to get involved in a sell is below this point. But because in accordance to my rules, we've come from above the support, I'm not taking the impulse entry. I need to simply wait for some sort of closure below. In this circumstance, the 15 will do on gold. It's clean on the 15 as well. But we are rejecting, so there is absolutely nothing at the moment. Oh, you meant the line below? Oh, yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. That one. Okay. Yeah, that lines up with some support as well, so that would be another option I feel to get involved in a sell. It's not a bad area. Sean, I don't sleep well at all, bro. Never have. Yeah, I've always had issues with it, but to be honest, of late, I've been a really good sleeper, but other than the past week. Ben, decision time at London Open. By the looks of it, I think I'd like to retest 2658 level. That would be nice. Get involved in the sells, but for the time being, we've got still 23 minutes and a bit remaining until London Open. 22 and change, sorry. And we are just stuck in this area of consolidation. We look at the 5 minute, it is, I mean, the 5 minute looks a little bit better. I wouldn't be trusting the buys on this candle closing, to be honest, because the higher time frame holds priority. So we can see the 15 and the 30 have absolutely no clear direction. But what I can see, which is potentially suggesting to me that we're more likely to head back down, is the fact that we keep rejecting this zone to the left. We popped above it, looked like we're going to make the move back up, only to reject and close back below it. So I feel that it's really important now for at least a 30-minute count to close above that point, and maybe that would suggest that we're ready to head back up. Let's just keep that in for the time being. Sean, what's going on with you, bro? In regards to sleep, no, just thinking, mate. Just a lot. Obviously, my mind is always kept busy. Things to think about. The good thing is none of it is, you know, anything crazy or. Ben, feels on that sleep, bro. I get some magnet. Yeah, that's actually a good point. And that was one thing that I really wanted to go get from the pharmacy. It's good to use to supplement with when you train as well, magnesium. So, Sean, your thoughts of EU? Let me take a quick look at EU. May I go high? Yeah, probably. From what I'm seeing just here, I'd like to see a closure above that point there, and I think that's a good option potentially. Buy. That's just me personally. That's necessary to get a buy to take out liquidity to the top. I'm actually looking for buys from somewhere back at this resistance. Is so. Yep. All right. Fair enough. I see what you mean. That's a fair value gap, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty good. I understand it. The position tool is not accurate just to show my idea. No, that's fair enough. Sean, also Justin, my training works out this year and I do really well. I'm going to come to Thailand and see my mate. Maybe if you're out there, we can meet up and drink. So, yeah, all good, mate, for sure. For sure. Smarties, are you a coach or mentor? I do both, to be honest. I mentor a group and we have group sessions, but I coach, obviously. So I am coaching while I'm mentoring. I do private coaching as well. again, some of the members send me their results pretty much on a daily. I critique them and things like that. So yeah, I hold people accountable. So in that respect, you know, I'm a mentor, and people can ask me questions and, you know, sort of lean on me as to guide them through what sort of made what worked for me. If I can lead them in the right direction, that's fantastic. But I also do the coaching side of things, because I teach how to look for our entries, and I've also got the course, which is included within the VIP, and all the members have full access to that as well. So that's including the PDF version with all the screenshots and everything, and all the recorded videos, that some 75 videos, which makes up the course itself. So all up to 135-page document, I think. All right, so gold's still in this nasty area at the moment. Bit tricky, to be honest, so just need to patiently wait. But one thing I guarantee you is I really do care, and I really do help my team improve. I always there to answer questions. I'm on a call pretty much every day of the group. We got education sessions on Monday. We had one yesterday. Got MY Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, usually do like a live market update, and when it's not daylight savings time, because it's more favorable, the time difference, I tend to actually trade a bit on Thursday with the guys into pre-MY in towards the open. You sort of get 3 MY sessions a week. Friday after the call, I happy to jump on and have a chat to everyone, see how things went for the week. And on the weekend, usually do a live market update and a sim session as well. So plenty going on for the team. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you. Drift? Yeah, it is the accountability section. So the accountability section is where the members post in their winning and losing trades in separate sections. And I give feedback, other members are able to give feedback. And it's just a really good way to hold yourself accountable and to level up. So we can see gold rejecting once again. So bit of a struggle at the moment. Sean, yeah, just no direction. There is a fair bit of volume, but we're lacking direction at the moment. So what this normally would suggest at the moment, this consolidation, is that there is a build-up of liquidity in the market, and when it begins to move, it's likely going to make quite a strong one. Now, whether it be to the upside and may reject current daily countersign of resistance and head back down quickly as well, that is an option. Or whether it starts to pop below this support and fills this clean area to the downside, that is also potentially an option. Now, what it could do is just melt and might not be a way in, or it could just pump and again might not be a way in. But irrespective, all we can do is plan ahead and sit here patiently and wait. All right, so 15's closed, or about to, and potentially our first minor catalyst. It's not the strongest closure, but we are sort of back above this support here to the left again. Definitely not interested in taking a buy just now. Still want to see this 30 close up near the high of that previous candle, and then the buys could be valid yet again at session open. Quickly looking at GJ, forget GJ. Let's have a look at GU. Not much going on there. EU as well. Bearish engulfing may provide an entry for a sell at London Open if the 30-minute in the next 14 and bit minutes was to close back below resistance, closing it bearish engulfing. I would suggest we grab some liquidity from the upside and potentially create a lower high before we head back down. Have we tapped into for our resistance? No, argue not. Quickly look at PJ is a mess as well. GCAD doesn't look that great. EuroCAD, it's the same as GCAD. AU looks the same as the other majors, so yeah, let's just focus on gold. Sean, I was just flicking through all my list, and I know you don't trade it AUD, but GA is a double bottom. Yeah, so at the moment the pound seems to be weaker than the Aussie dollar for whatever reason. That a very strong level of support. It lines up some resistances to the left, the 4 hour. It's quite bearish though. Pretty much bearish across the board by the looks of it. Yeah, the sells, you've got to include this level just over here to the left. It's a tough one, to be honest. I wouldn't want to really be selling. You're a bit late just now for the buys. I think you need some sort of... Why have you got it? You could argue it's technically bullish at the moment on the 30. So the buys from lower down on it, tap in, create the double bottom, get the right confirmation. Actually look for a buy based on that. Bruno joining community again has really helped with getting me accountable on refining my manual trading. Thanks, Justin. Definitely worth more than a subscription fee. I appreciate it. And you're going about the right way, mate, because obviously, Bruno, you're one of the ones who is posting all your trades in the relevant sections. Best way to get feedback, and being present on these calls and obviously the other live calls is quite important. I do record obviously the other calls, but I feel people are less likely to watch it if they're not on it live. And if you're on it live and you because you know what went on the call, you're more likely to rewatch it. It's all right, we cover this, I want to watch that again. For instance, yesterday is the start of the series of grade the entry, and we had a look at the breakout and we graded like from A+ down to what is still valid, and that was the C+ entry. And I gave about 4 different ways to get involved. There was one A+ entry, one A entry, one B+, I think, and one C+ entry. I covered that. Look at this rejection yet again. John, maybe it's time for a reversal? Potentially. On GA, yeah, potentially. Thought you may be happy, or you'd be happy it may start going up again. Not GA, because that would suggest that there's weakness in the Aussie. Because it's obviously, I mean, if it goes up against the US dollar, I'm very happy. I want it to go down against the pound, obviously. We'll go up against the pound, but that meaning GA is going down. The pound being that, I think that means the first currency is the underlying asset. Can't remember if it's the other way around. I could be wrong, I can't remember. All good, mate, all good. I knew what you meant. All good, mate, all good. Appreciate you for joining as always. Yeah, I'm sure I'll hear from you, and I hope to see you on the stream tomorrow, mate. Trade safe, and yeah, have a good one. See Bitcoin back at a very strong level of resistance. All good, mate. All good. Very, wow, really strong resistance. Really needs to break this 96k. Breaks 96, and we're starting to flip some structure again. So very important for Bitcoin to break above that level, retest it, and then there's a good chance it could continue up. I am stuck in a swing trade long on a meme coin and insignificant drawdown, but again, I literally could not care less. It was just not a big count, and I'm literally trying to flip it, so I'm just holding it. It's still nowhere near being liquidated, so I'm just happy to hold it. And the thing is with trading, guys, you need to be accepting of the risk on the table in every single time you take a trade. While rejecting, so could we get sells? Gonna wait for session open, that's for sure. Yeah, that would be nice, Sean, if everyone could hit like on. I've not even checked how many we've got. 19 it says on my end, so there's 20. This 15 is in some strong consolidation at the moment. All right, 5 minutes until London Open, guys. So we're just chilling on gold. There is nothing. It's very tricky at the moment. I feel in this sort of situation, as a lot of people are trying to use probably the 5 minute a little bit more than maybe what it should to justify entries. I mean, to be honest, I pretty much did that on that earlier setup and almost got wrecked. Was lucky to get out at break even, but goes to show why I don't tend to use the 5 minutes so much, especially in this sort of situation, because we're not trending, we're at support. What we're doing just now, there's more counters that is printed. The data suggests we're just consolidating, so there's no clear direction. So it's probably the time you should be avoiding the 5 minute the most, in my personal opinion. and wait for the stronger time frame, the higher time frame confirmation. That's a stronger catalyst, that being the 15 and 30. There's nothing really happening at the moment in way of news. Still pulling back below that support, so very strong level at the moment. 2670 is a 2669, 60 roughly 50. Still rejecting. All right, very difficult level. Alright, so we've got session open, guys. So we've not closed, obviously, a strong bullish up near the high, so there is no catalyst for me to buy it just now. 15 is in a very strong level of consolidation. It is very difficult right now, to be honest. So we need to wait a little bit more patiently, wait for more data to print, and then once again reassess. At the moment, there is no option at the open. GJ for me as well is just, it's a write-off, complete write-off at the moment. So potentially the volume from London Open could actually push it in a direction where we can start to get into the areas that we want to get involved in trades, and that's right now all we can really do is just wait on that. Nasty consolidation moment. Very difficult, guys. If anyone is in currently any positions, let me know. If you would like me to look at any pairs, let me know. Again, this is just choppy price action. I don't see any clear entries whatsoever. Well, here comes the volume. Can't take an impulse entry though from where we're coming from. Need to patiently wait. Oh, it can be boring. It's not easy to sit on your hands and wait patiently, but trust me, you'd be much better for it if you do so. Just let gold do its thing. Don't get involved. Don't chase it at the moment. Look at that. Wow.
So crazy, so manipulative.
Absolutely berserk at the moment. Imagine getting triggered into a sell stop then. Not a great feeling when you're instantly in about 30 pip drawdown. Still not yet convinced it's going to head back up. It could just play around. So if it goes, I honestly prefer to miss it. I don't want to chase it. Wow. Yeah, GU. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I feel you need to wait again for candle closures because it's just a little bit indecisive. Same on EU. It does look pretty good. I'd say minimum wait on the 15 if you want to go like take a early entry as opposed to waiting for a 30. They look a bit better than gold. Gold is just in pure shit at the moment. Yeah, the rest of the charts like crap, to be honest. Wow, I'm happy to see that. AU. This, to be honest, to be short-lived. Well, very high probability, I feel, based off what's going on around the world, that the majors will still continue down. Dixie, I feel, is a pretty good bet, like I mentioned yesterday, to continue up throughout the year. I remember when it used to be the yen as the safe haven currency. Far from it anymore. right back to where we started for London Open. We're pretty much out the open. Let's have a look at GJ. Yeah, much the same as well. Still stuck in consolidation. Oh, anyone got a funny story to tell while we wait? Do I have a funny story? Probably not appropriate for the stream. Gold's a bit of a funny story right now. It's just no idea what it wants to do now. Looks like it's ready to head back up. Yeah, we need closures though. Definitely need closures.
Justin, are you happy that you are out of this trade?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy you got out break even.
Oh,
Again,
man,
wasn't a, to be honest, probably it wasn't a quality entry. It was not, and disappointing to be honest, because again, I'm all about looking for quality and definitely wasn't. Thought it was a decent show to head up though, but again, we're human. Sometimes we're gonna take something that we, you know, there's reasons to take it, and probably without having the right confirmation though to do so. And yeah, I think I got a bit lucky to get out break even, to be honest. Needs a really, really strong close up near the high. I'll usually take 5-minute in entries at 4 levels. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Fair enough. So 15 is not closing strong enough. Yeah, I know it's frustrating, guys. I know, look, I'm not a popular streamer. I don't know why my numbers have gone down from... After the first few months, up to like 100. I think we got up to 100 once, and then we'll consistently between 70 and 90. And then I just lost all my following. I can understand because I did go on that break for, you know, over 3 months. For the best part of 2 months of those 3 months, I was not streaming. But I mean, by all means, if you think this is a quality entry, go for it. But again, it's not, for me, it's not. It's risky, very, very risky. Got no lower wick. And if people are just here for signal as well, you know what? It's just, this is an educational stream, so. It's hard without TikTok, because TikTok's where it's at, to be honest. I think it's oversaturated on YouTube. Yeah, there's no way I'm taking that, guys. No chance. There she goes. What can you do? DJ getting a little more interesting. Oh, I had sells in gold, so stop below 4-hour bearish candle. I think it's time to remove it. Yeah, you're lucky you won't trade in. It's just a bit all over the place right now. So I have to wait for this 30 to close and just see where we're at. Yeah, still a little bit of margin if this candle was to close above this wick here to the left. Yeah, it all depends on the closure at the moment. Because once again, are we potentially doing what this candle did, where I initially got involved in that early buy, where we whipped all the way up above a resistance and only to end up back down at the support again? So really need that strong confirmation at the moment. If I can get up break even the first time, I don't want to attempt it again, so I'm just going to wait.
Well, the market is very volatile, so it's not usual this time to be that volatile. Oh, Justin.
Well, I mean, it could happen really any time of day. It's more likely going to happen around session opens and that as well, when you got the potential influx of volume. But yeah, it is all over the shop, so makes it very difficult.
What I mean is it's very, very much when I see these up and downs.
Yeah.
So normally they are together with some news or something else.
Yeah, when it's a bit all over the place. Dawn, you're still here? Just leaving for work. Just got in, do your cells. I'll let you know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, from tapping into this level. Resistance. That's EU. Alright. Good luck with that. And there goes gold. Yeah, nice one, mate. It's a good level to get involved. Tough because when a market's like this, there's a chance this can happen where it just pops and you really hard to get involved because you're looking at, for me, taking an impulse entry on a 5-minute is, you know, I'm very hesitant to do that. The approach is not great. You're below the resistance. It's got no lower width. The 5-minute doesn't always need one, but still, I don't feel confident in that sort of entry. I don't think it's a solid entry. And in this case, it probably would have got you just 10 once you count spread. But again, guys, there is nothing wrong with being a boring, patient trader. And again, I'm not going to be here just to, you know, call half-ass trades just for the sake of taking a trade. The first one wasn't for the sake of it, but it was a half-ass trade, to be honest. It really wasn't a good trade. Joe, GJ. So I've got it at 1. Actually, I dragged that up a little bit. 192.845. But it's tapping into one now. I mean, that wick that was news. Assuming for the yen. Yeah, that's just where I've got it. But I mean, it's kind of tapping into one now. Yeah, gold's gone, guys. I can't chase that. It's too late to the party. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna get going because there's no one on stream as well, so it's a bit pointless to still be here. Gold, I'd be looking for rejection, be waiting for a catalyst and we'll just sell it, taps in, buys above the current daily candles high, seeing we have now bounced off the support, and I'd still be looking for the sells below it. GJ, it's all about the level it's approaching now. If it does reject and remain below the current daily low, we could even break it, but if it pops back below it, I'd be interested in selling it. Otherwise, pull back towards support again around that 192 flat for buys, and then probably the sells below that 191.874. That's it, guys, members. I will catch you guys for pre-MY. I'll do a quick MY update prior to it. Look forward to that. BIP, that's where it's at. So I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, I will not be there, Justin.
All good, mate. All good, Franco. Take care.
Okay, see you tomorrow then. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, mate. See you guys.
Bye.
See you, members, and YouTube. Thank you for joining. Very volatile market conditions, very difficult market conditions. Do trade safe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate it. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye for now.